The first review I want to do is a review and a takedown of a Model 2T Stag Arms chambered in 5.56 NATO or 223, and this is my review. First of all, the gun has been safety checked. There's a magazine, no bullets in it, and there's not a bullet in the chamber. First off, I have a Magpul MOE pistol grip. It has a storage compartment. It's not molded, it's just an open square compartment in there. Standard stock 6-position collapsible buttstock. I have a sling adapter from I don't think it's Magpul. I don't know what it is exactly. But I don't like it because it makes my stock 5 position. It blocks it from the last position. I have backup iron sights, flip-up iron sights from Troy. I have a EOTech 512 holographic sight. I have Magpul rail covers and a G2 T-Pod by Fab Defense. This is a 16-inch barrel, 1-in-9 twist. That's about it for the exterior. Now I'm going to show you how to take down the gun and what to clean and what to lubricate. First off, you want to make sure you have your firing selector lubricated, your bolt release, and your mag release lubricated. There are certain lubrication points on the outside, and there will be on the inside also. To start off, you would need to depress your receiver pins. That's the first one in the back. Depress it and then pull it out from the back, and then it breaks open. Then your second one in the front of the lower receiver. Depress it and pull it out from the back. Then it separates your upper receiver, barrel, and most of the functions of your gun, and your lower receiver, which is your trigger and your buffer tube. Start off with taking down the internal parts. You would like to release your buffer tube. There's a small pin in here. Just press it down. I'm going to get a tool here. Press it down with a small tool and let the buffer slide out. Buffer tube and buffer spring. It's nothing really important to clean. You just want to make sure there's no sand or gravel or anything in it. Just wipe it off. Make sure everything's good with your trigger mechanism, lubricate it. And here's lubrication points for your pins. And that's your lower receiver. Not too much to it, but very important. And then you have your upper receiver. To start taking this down, you would need to pull your bolt carrier, gas key and bolt, all important stuff. And now I'm going to take apart the bolt carrier, take the bolt out and the firing pin out. To start off with, you would need to take off the firing pin retainer pin. Just a normal little pin you see in a lot of things. There she is. And your pin should slide out. It's a little dirty. And then to start off with, you would need to press forward your bolt, slide the pin around so you can get it past the gas key. This is the gas key. That would need to be cleaned also with a cotton swab or whatnot. Pull that sucker out, throw her down. Make sure you don't lose these parts. They're not too expensive, but they would be annoying ordering them. Pay more in shipping than you would the product. And here's your bolt. The only small part to your bolt that you can take off would be the extractor pin here. I usually use my firing pin to take that out. Just press it forward, and if it's lubricated, it'll slide right out. You got to be careful. There's a spring in the extractor, and it could cause the pin to fly off, but not typically. It's a small pin, so just watch that. And your extractor shall come off. I typically lubricate this a lot, but I'm sure it doesn't need too much lubrication. I like everything wet. And all this should be soaked in solvent and wiped off. As you can tell with my hands, I need to do that. I mean, it still runs great, it's wet, there's no sand or whatnot. And that's my gun, naked. Start off with the bolt and the extractor. Put the extractor onto the bolt, press down to line up the hole so the pin could slide through. If it's well lubricated, it'll slide through easy. See, I didn't even have to give any force to that, and it's in. And then you would need to put the bolt into the bolt carrier, extractor at the 11 o'clock position, and then you'll see the hole for the bolt retainer pin, large pin here. Slide it in there. It should go in pretty easy if everything's lined up. To start off, you need to twist this to keep it in place. Drop the firing pin in, point towards the bolt, and then the fire pin retainer pin. This is the only one that's kind of tricky sometimes, and this time it's going to be, of course. There you go. It's in. Now you would take your bolt carrier group. Well, you'd start off with this first. And then the bolt carrier group. Gas key into that little area there. And then make sure the bolt's forward. And it all slides together and snaps. Sounds beautiful. To put the buffer tube back in, you don't typically need to depress the buffer tube retainer. Just slide the spring in, and then the buffer tube snaps in. Make sure it's in a good spot where it'll hold it correctly. Make sure it's going in. Function check. Have your hammer back, and everything will snap together beautifully if lubricated right and placed right. That's why I went with the AR-15, because it's easy to work with, easy to take apart. And then you would like to do a functions check. Dust cover opens. Everything looks good. And that is my AR-15 and how to take it apart. I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, favorite, it helps. It will help, hopefully. And give me some ideas. I'm new to YouTube. So, hope you like the video. Thanks.